Greetings out there in YouTube land from the planet Earth. It's been on and off rain a little bit today. Not really heavy though, on and off. It's raining right now. I had some company earlier that stayed a few hours, right? And today was a great day. He was in the mood for some pizza, and I got some um, breaded mushrooms to go along with it. And it was a good day. And we were talking about the Lord, and I was telling some stuff because I had some experiences I share with people. I'm more of a one-on-one or a group of people. I'm more hands-on with people than I am in doing these videos. I was really nervous at first. Um, but I was showing, uh, and I remember this guy that I like. I like. He hasn't done much videos of late, but I really liked some of his stuff from about 3, 4 years ago. He's done some really awesome videos, loaded with a lot of meat, and I love his emotion. It's real, right? Um, God showed me hell. I saw 3 different dimensions of it. But I didn't see the things that he saw because that was for him to see, and God, I was there for another reason, right? And so my experience is a bit different, right? And I saw uh, seas of demons. If you see those fields of corn and wheat as far as the eye can see, and then some. But try to imagine you standing in that and do a 360 as far as you can see, and then some, and then imagine it all demons, right? I tell you, you do not want to be down there, brothers and sisters. Okay? I like Ray. He's really good, and he was showing my friend some of the celebrities he saw in Hell video and some of the other ones, and he was interested in, and he loves Jesus, which is a great thing, right? He turned his life around. He was drinking, doing drugs, the whole 9 yards, right? And then he overdosed and ended up in the hospital, and it turned his life around. Right? He walked away from all that. I said, I ain't doing this, no sir, no how, right? And the saddest part was his own cousin supplying him the drugs and telling him to get high in it. Well, don't do that now, and he loves Jesus, so we're on a roll, right? The little things like this to remind you, of what it's like in hell. And I highly recommend checking out Raymond. I mean, he's awesome, right? He's done some really good videos on all sorts of topics that are relevant today, right? Christian versus Christian, you name it. He's got some awesome videos, and I highly recommend his stuff. And you can hear the emotion in his voice, right? You really can. He's done some really great videos, and he's a good man. Some of them, I mean, you may want to cry. You hear the emotion in his voice, and he's keeping it real. I like Ray. You know, I haven't talked to him in a little while. I sent him some emails and that. It's been a while since we chatted. But we all got our own lives to do, and as long as we're doing right by the Lord, that's all that matters, right? Every day is a blessing, and no one knows when your last breath will come. I'm a great example of that. I was past due for the grave, they said. March 1996, oh, yeah, you got a week, maybe a month, you're super lucky, but you'll be dead by the end of the week, type thing, right? Well, here I am today. Jesus healed me March 12th, right? 2018, just this year, right? 12 years past due for the grave. And then, of all things, my wife dies June 26th, okay? Some things, are harder to understand than others, right? And I think I understand some of the reasons why, right? And I standing in faith, because out of the body and with the Lord. She died June 26th, so 1 month and 1 day ago, right? And I'm hoping she's with the Lord, you know. That's where we hope all our loved ones are. But there are many out there that just go through the motions, doing lip service to the Lord, and I don't like that. And Jesus don't like that either. Because he knows what's in the hearts of men. You got to keep it real for Jesus. Because if you're not keeping it real for Jesus, who are you keeping it real for? If you're not standing tall for the Lord, who are you standing for? If you don't stand for Jesus and your faith, you stand for nothing. Because in the end, you're going to be standing for Jesus right there. And he's going to decide what happens to you, left or right. If you don't understand the left or right part, read the bottom of Matthew 25. Okay? You got a simple choice when the time comes. Either you're going to the left-hand side of God and ride the slide, or you stay on the right-hand side of God and be with him. Some choices in life are easy, right? Some are not. But you gotta pay attention. If you're not living for Jesus, who are you living for? If you're not living the life that Jesus wants you to live, who are you living it for? Worldly goods come and go. I've had so much and I've had it stolen and taken away. You can't bring any of it to heaven with you. There are people out there more, and never satisfied. What are they going to do when they get to heaven? Right? You know, if they get there, right? That's the question, right? Standing for Jesus and thinking it's all about worldly things, baubles and trinkets. But what did they do to get them? Did they earn them honestly? God's got a lot of rich people out there that He richly blessed because they deserve it, right? And there are others who got rich because they cheated and robbed people. There was the rich Lazarus that Jesus loved and rose up, and there was the other rich guy who ended up in hell, begging for a drop of water in his tongue. Now, I know there are some that are telling you there's a gulf in the divide, because they're taking the part of what Abraham and Lazarus there beside him. But they fail to mention one thing. There was a few of them out there saying, well, it's the other side of heaven, and it's not really that bad. The man was begging for a drop of water on his tongue, and he was in torment. He was screaming. Now, come on now. That's hell. You know it and I know it. No matter how many people try to sweet talk it to you, it is not the place you want to be, because the man was in torment begging for a drop of water on his tongue. That don't sound like you're on the other side of heaven and it's segregated. No siree. But the person that said these things, he passed, right? And his son says the same thing. But pretty much most of what they're preaching is good, but they made a few minor mistakes, right? But I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. The Lord said to take out anything that's good in there, discern ourselves, right? You take out the good pieces that are true and throw away the rest, right? And I still listen to them anyway, even though they had one or two mistakes. But it's my job to pay attention, just like it's your job to pay attention to these things. You don't go to some place and let the pastor do the talking or priest, whatever you choose to call them. These titles of men mean nothing to God. Whatever they say, you're not supposed to believe every single word in case they're lying to you, because there's many false prophets out there leading people astray. You have to pay attention and read for yourself to make sure. Because when you're standing in front of God, it doesn't matter who said what and who did this. That's no excuse for you to give God. You're not going to take it. It's what did you do? What did you say? What have you done with your bag of gold that matters to God? Not so, Pastor so-and-so said this, so I didn't worry. Oh, he said to study to show yourself approved by God. Right? If you're relying on somebody else to save you, you already lost. Right? Because the only one that can kind of truly save you in a way is yourself, by waking up and realize that Jesus is the only one who can save you. Not some pastor. Many bow down and raise pastors and different people up on idols and think, oh, they're going to take care of it all. I'm getting a free ride up early. They don't even read their Bibles to see that it doesn't even say that. They think they're getting out raptured early when the Bible says no. Take a look at Ezekiel 13, verses 18 down, in your King James Bible. It tells you how he's angry about people telling him his kids are going to fly away. That's the same thing as building the Tower of Babel, thinking you're going to save yourself from the next flood. No, sir, no, sir. Because God tells you to put on the armor, come on, why are you putting the armor on? If you're getting out early. God tells you to endure to the end. Well, how can you endure to the end if you're taken off early? The only place in the Bible that it actually talks about the people that are caught up with God is Revelation 7:9, and most people don't even talk about it. If you look down to verse 14, it tells you where and when they came from. And when God says great tribulation, you know there are going to be badass times, brothers and sisters. There's no words that can do it justice, because God does not exaggerate, God does not lie, God is not a boaster. So when they say it's great, things are going to be really harsh. No ands, no ifs, no buts. You're here for God's pleasure, not yours. Many seem to forget that. And every day is a blessing. You get a chance to get right with the Lord. Okay? Don't waste it. Use it wisely. And give Jesus a call today in case you haven't. Because he's waiting to hear from you. All he's wanted this whole time is a relationship with his kids. Faith in a personal relationship. That's what really matters to God. Either you believe in him or you don't. If you don't want to be with God, you can end up in hell with the devil. And guess what? The lake of fire comes after that. It's your choice. He gave you free will. Choose wisely. Bye bye.